Rated M for mature.
We might all be beautiful, unique souls, but put us in front of Sniper Elite and we're bound to end up doing these 5 things. Just watch.
Nicely does it.
Do you know what the nice thing about watching people play games on YouTube is? Actually, there are plenty, aren't there? From the rise of snapbacks to the phrase, "What is up, you guys?" to the fact that the disembodied voice you're hearing has somehow found gainful employment. But in a much broader sense, what we've learned by watching other people play the games we play is that when it all comes down to it, we're all basically the same. You might have a sharper aim than me, in fact, what am I talking about? You definitely do, but put the two of us in the same virtual environment for long enough, and I'm obviously talking about Sniper Elite here, and there are certain things that we're just bound to end up doing. Things that the game never tells you to do, but instead creates an inexorable pull towards them to the extent that you have definitely already done them. And even if you haven't, you probably will after watching this video. Win-win. Things that are nice about being by the sea. The lovely salty breeze, beautiful views, ease of transport when mobilising giant World War II machinery. Things that aren't nice about the sea. Seagulls. Commonly characterised as the chavs of the sky, they often congregate on or near park benches. They knock your chips out of your hand for a laugh. They walk towards you combatively if you're holding something they want. They are, frankly, hard to like. Throw a sniper rifle into that equation, and there's only one outcome, isn't there? That's right, a surprisingly thorough physics demonstration of a lifeless avian falling to the ground. Karl doesn't look the type to overdo chips, but if he does ever fancy a sly bag of them between crucial covert missions against the Nazis, he can eat them with impunity, because he's definitely shot all the seagulls. Have you ever met someone so passionate about a topic that you know nothing about that you leave the conversation having bid on a kayak on eBay or booked a journey on the Trans-Siberian Express or something? Well, Sniper Elite 4 is basically that person in X-ray vision snipey shooter form. Its enthusiasm for the weaponry of the 1940s is infectious. You start to wonder about the M1903 rifle and its variations. And who would have been issued the Lee Enfield No. 4? Why was the M3 submachine gun known as the grease gun? And before you know it, you've got a search history full of Second World War arsenal queries, and you're getting served ads for Soldier of Fortune magazine everywhere. And maybe, just maybe, a book or two about the field weaponry of the time.
This'll come in very useful.
Cadaverous Nazis are a good thing in Sniper Elite. They represent a job well done. A pile of twitching tweed with holes in it, winding its way through the level, marking your progress. They're also very good sources of ammo and can be repositioned to keep them from their irritatingly still alive versions to stop them freaking out and calling for their mates. What bodies aren't for, in a mechanical sense, is throwing them off really high places and watching as they tumble down to the bottom. There's no reward for doing it. In fact, you risk alerting the enemies who see it and losing the ammo they're carrying, so it's really not recommended. And yet, here we are. I do it, you do it, every gamer does it. Give us somewhere high, something to pick up, and a drop and carry mechanic, and this becomes a mathematical certainty. See you later, mate. There's a great reciprocal relationship we have with the games we're playing and the films we love. Sometimes before, an upcoming game about being a supervillain in a high camp setting, I might watch a Bond film or two, maybe a bit of Austin Powers to get me in the mood. But just as watching a film can get you hyped for a game, taking off Nazi tops from 300 yards can definitely get you thinking about renting Saving Private Ryan, An Enemy at the Gates, and insert your favourite World War II sniper films here. That religious whispering Private Jackson does before just destroying enemies in Steven Spielberg's film. Jude Law being an absolute monster with his scope. Honestly, Karl probably had posters of these two on his bedroom wall as a kid. After enough time in Sniper Elite, you just have to re-watch them.
Red Fox out.
This one's an obvious one, but it bears mentioning because it's probably the first on this list that everyone goes through. At some point, everybody gets their cover blown. You know, I don't care if you're Agent Solid 47 Snake, son of Garrett the Master Thief and Corvo Atano. Between Santolini and the rail yard, you're getting spied by a Hitler-saluting twit, and all hell's going to break loose when you do. At that point, you have two options. One, the patient considered one, is to quietly and effectively reposition so they don't know where you are, wait for the red alert to simmer down to yellow, and eventually for peace to prevail again, whereupon you restart your campaign of silent melee kills and masked sniper shots. The other is this. Yeah, sometimes it's not even a contest, is it?
You're on my target list.
Okay, tell us whether we were right or not. What rites of passage did we miss, and which of our list entries have you never done? Answers on a postcard. Do you know what? Actually, just leave a comment below. And since you're already in the vicinity of the screen below this vid, why not give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button? Do it, and I'll leave the seagulls alone. Promise.